a 20-year-old YouTuber, a viral internet myth, and an $81 million opening weekend that set an A24 record. Backrooms arrives with enormous hype, but does the movie match it? Reviewers are mostly saying yes, with a few serious caveats. The Backrooms as internet lore began with a single grainy photograph on 4chan, sparking years of creepypasta stories. Director Kane Parsons spent years visualizing that mythology in a YouTube series before A24 handed him a feature budget. The result is set in the early 1990s, a deliberate analog choice that amplifies the liminal dread. Ejiofor carries nearly every scene as Clark, a man already on the edge before the Backrooms find him. Reviewers across the board call his descent into obsession and instability the emotional engine of the film. Renata Raines brings a contrasting groundedness as Mary the therapist, a pragmatic rationalist whose certainty gets dismantled room by room. Mark Duplass and Finn Bennett round out a small, but well-chosen ensemble. The production design is the detail reviewers keep returning to. Rooms that shift from unsettling to impossible, furniture bleeding into walls, backward signage, swimming pools and office corridors. The found footage sequences woven into the traditional filmmaking are described as the most viscerally effective moments. And cinematographer Jeremy Cox gives the whole film a color memory quality, vivid but faintly wrong. The place where critics cool off is the final act. Multiple reviewers describe the ending as a hard gear shift that the script doesn't fully earn. Some call it a movie that simply stops rather than concludes. The deliberately slow pacing is intentional, but even sympathetic reviewers flag a stretch in the middle where momentum stalls. Audiences already steeped in Backrooms lore tend to forgive these gaps more readily than newcomers. The scorecard splits cleanly along two axes. Production and acting land at the very top of what reviewers praise. Story and pacing sit in mixed territory, not because the filmmaking is careless, but because the film openly prioritizes mood and experience over plot resolution. The consensus feel is that this is an exceptionally well-made movie that asks more of its audience than most horror films do. Backrooms broke A24's all-time opening weekend record with $81 million domestically and $118 million worldwide. That commercial momentum matches the critical majority. It is not a film for everyone, but for the viewer who wants horror to feel rather than explain, reviewers are calling this one of the most inventive debuts in years. If this helped, hit like and subscribe for more spoiler-free reviews.